Hello and welcome. Silrace here with Heroes of the Storm, and there you can see the two team makeups. This is Support Sunday. However, couple things to note. This is post-gameplay commentary as I am playing Brightwing, and this game was played a couple days before the latest patch hit. Essentially, this is Brightwing before she got nerfed heavily in the latest patch. I want to use this footage for my Support Sunday to show Brightwing as she was before these latest changes, because Brightwing was, well, frankly, heavily nerfed in the latest patch. A lot of talents were lost in this patch from Brightwing. For example, Brightwing no longer has Envenom, Brightwing no longer has Sprint, only Ice Block is the survivability tool at level 13 left. And so forth. Many talents were changed. Brightwing is no longer the same and probably never will be. Map is the Sun Temple, where we will have to capture various temples. So, to have the power of the sun smite the enemy, buildings, because that makes sense. Anyways, another big reason I want to use this particular gameplay, because this is a very good example of a game of shut up and play, and you can actually win games, alright? So someone is going to lose their mind very early in this game, and I am not really wanting to point fingers, and I don't really want to, pick on this guy for losing his mind. But I am hoping that people learn from this game. It's like, stop whining, stop complaining, stop talking crazy stuff and insulting people in the chat, and you can suddenly do much better in the games. Right, so I'm just gonna phase shift into the Keldas and gonna go contest this stuff, and then there is the Lily. First, Brightwing much stronger at this point, can't do crazy much though, because Brightwing is not a burst healer, especially not before level 10. So, yeah, there you can see the chat. Anyways, before it can do blink heal. Thankfully, Brightwing still has at least blink heal, so cannot burst heal very well, and I'm just gonna remind Keldas of that bit, right? So, just so, because there is no way I can contest this temple on my own, so I'm not gonna bother going out there on my own, like much of anything. I need to just hang around and make sure we get some XP. And at this point, the enemies basically went a full level up, and well, polymorph is always a good way to get you out of trouble. And there is another talent which no longer exists on Brightwing. Anyway, I don't actually, if memory serves, I didn't use the absorption shield very well in this game and whatnot. I spoke just a little bit too much in the chat, and of course, it's like, put out a polymorph. Polymorph is still very good. Even after the patch, polymorph is still extremely good. So there is not much changes on that. So anyways, I'm just doing the thing you should be doing, which is to make sure that your team is getting XP. And here it was like, okay, do I need to shield this guy? Do I need to shield this guy? Maybe I should, but I was hoping I could get the Lily kill instead. Anyways. Right. Gaslow is on the team, and Gaslow usually goes around on his own doing Gaslow things, because Gaslow does Gaslow things. That's just typically how the stuff goes. Because, well, Gaslow is quite different from what other people usually do or understand Gaslow, or understand as heroes. Like, Gaslow is a very good siege hero, or takes minion camps extremely fast on himself, especially past level 10 with Robo Goblin heroic ability, all that stuff. However, people don't get this, and many times people just think that Gaslow is supposed to be in your team fights and all that stuff. Not necessarily. Like, if Gaslow is doing Gaslow stuff, which is a good term for it, then Gaslow is doing the right thing, because it is quite likely that your team is winning in the end, because Gaslow is pushing down lanes, taking all the mercenaries and all that stuff. However, your team has to be very, very careful, because you are fighting all fights 4 versus 5. It's as simple as that. So, I'll just notify people, because we have, you know, a little bit of that sarcastic stuff with a smiley at the end, so people don't hopefully take it as an insult to them personally. But I mean, we have Nazeebo in top lane. It's like when there is a temple going, like, right. I can understand the Gaslow being on his own, because that's essentially what Gaslow does. It's like, I am not faulting him for anything. But the fact we have Nazeebo pushing top as well is kind of bad, because we could have contested that shrine with 4 of us, at least tried to slow them down, since this Vikings player is not, well, spreading the Vikings out very well, or too much either, to really farm XP from all the lanes. And then this Nazeebo is also overstaying his welcome and gets squished in and destroyed. Comes with bad map awareness. No insult to this particular person, however, it is something you should learn of. If you cannot see enemies on the minimap, they are very likely coming for you, especially if you are very forward in positioning. So, right. And I was just hanging around in bot lane for the XP, because enemy team got level 10, they are about level 11, and we still don't have level 10. And here is me putting bribe to use, because want some use out of it, and then do the Brightwing thing, which still works even after the, well, nerfs, which is to affect fights or situations across the map thanks to, well, phase shift, teleport, and also blink heal is another. It has shorter range, but it can take you from place to place. Brightwing obviously does not have the traditional mount. So, quickly mentioning Brightwing's abilities while we're doing this anyways. I have made a proper video of Brightwing earlier, but obviously that video is as well before these latest changes to Brightwing. So, first ability of Brightwing is the Arcane Flare. It is a ability like so, you just saw used there on these mercenaries, bruiser mercenaries, and then here is Raynor going a little too hard and trying to heal him with blink heals and stuff, and so forth, and burn the actual activatable heal. I don't think we can finish Lily off, because Lily gets movement speed when stuff happens, and there is me being attacked now. But hey, good position in such a way that it can do stuff, and Nazeebo is going a little too hard, but managed to save him with a blink heal. Second ability of Brightwing is the Polymorph, which can be used to polymorph people, and then they run around as a various critter for a short amount of time. Can be talented to increase the damage they take by 25% while they are in a critter form. Extremely strong talent. The third ability is a Shield Dust, which basically, no, it's Pixie Dust. Shield Dust is the talent name which can be applied to it. Basically it makes, it gives block charges to whoever you give them to, lowering basic attack damage by 50%. So also a very, very nasty talent to drop on someone who is currently being focus fired by the enemy melee heroes, so on. And of course Blink Heal is a nice heroic ability, which allows, well, blinking to a friendly and healing that friendly at the time you blink. So you basically get to teleport, and there we take another ability which is no longer available. Sprint. So yep, there is that. And whatnot. And hello, Mr. Chan. I am trying to be the front line here for a bit. That's fine. Use my blink heal and stuff and have them hopefully chase me. There is Chen coming in, and then we can polymorph Chen. and suddenly I am still running around all alive because I was able to use all my abilities to survive while the enemies, well, were charging into me, and Nazeebo doing an insane chase. It's like just chasing for kills, which is usually a really bad idea if you don't know where all the enemies were, which we, well, didn't know. And, well, yeah, whatever. And this is just me, being honest about the stuff in the chat. So, if you insult somebody, if you complain to somebody, so forth, don't ever expect them to actually help you in any situation when it comes to the game, alright? It's like, that is simple, it's as simple as that. You insult somebody, don't expect them to come and help you out to do whatever the heck you are doing, right? So, polymorph cooldown, polymorph, yes, there is Nazeebo polymorph, right? Get the Nazeebo not to chase after us, that's the main thing, right? Now we do need to do something about the temple, or would need to, and this Nazeebo is kind of going harsh at low health and whatnot, so anyways, dodge that flame strike, because flame strikes are nasty, and what have you. I am just, well, trying to act as a little bit of a frontline, because I can always blink heal backwards. Like, if I have teammates who are like positioned behind me, for example, Keldas is doing very good job of positioning in this particular game. It's like he's always a bit behind the rest of the team to come in, smack all his spells down, and retreats a little bit. So I can always blink heal back to him, unless I obviously get stunned and destroyed. And so far that hasn't happened, because they don't really, well, that is the enemy team, doesn't really have a chainable lockdowns for, well, chain stuns and whatnot. So talents I am picking here, I don't really want to talk about them too much here, in all honesty, because frankly, they don't matter. Game has changed now. It's like, driving has changed now. So half of the talents basically which I have available are not available anymore. So there is polymorph on the gen, and there is more blink heals, and this is where I end up dying because I didn't burn all of my cooldowns. I thought I could have gone away without all the cooldowns, but apparently not. So yeah, that was a 3 versus 5. I am okay with it having, if it had been a 4 versus 5, because, well, that means the Nazeebo would not have been, or would have been in the fight. Gaslov is doing Gaslov things in bot lane. He's destroyed enemy, well, stuff. So yeah. The fact that Nazeebo didn't come for the temple is very questionable though. Anyways. As you can see though, I am not losing my mind in the chat over this plays by people. Here's a quick look at the scoreboard for folks as well. Well, granted, obviously, like I said, this is from previous patch, so it doesn't show the roll thing yet. So now just tell people, okay, go boss, because enemies are there. Okay, too late. Too late. It's like that was a way too predictable at that moment. It's like there is no temple up and there are no enemies showing on the map. They are taking, you know, objectives. And the biggest objective to take? Well, boss, obviously. Right. Nazeebo overextended really badly here. I am trying to decide if I want to go for him and help him out, because if he had been caught up or caught out entirely, me coming here would have been like a bad idea. It wouldn't have, you know, gotten anything done. So I am just making sure he gets out alive. And that's it. And then the enemies do the silly thing, which is that they, well, over chase, right? It's like, that is the usual course of action. If you manage to save one guy who's nearly dead, and your team is coming in, like our team was nicely coming in, then you usually end up in a situation like this. Whoops, all of a sudden, the enemy teams overchase, and then they all get destroyed. because when you run into a whatever situation in, well, also polymorph is really good against Chen. Just something to point out. Because you can stop his drinking habit. It's like, well, it might be good for the Chen as well, so he doesn't get so drunk. It's like, that seems like a really bad thing for him to have on the dupe. But no, it's like if you look at the chat over the last 3 minutes and look at the game over the last 3 minutes, once people stop blaming each other, once people stop whining and complaining in the chat and all that stuff, suddenly we are actually winning the game. We're ahead in XP, and also comes to that one very good team fight very short time ago. So yeah, it's like basically shut up and win the game, alright? Like, that is something you can learn from this game. It's like, don't insult people, don't lose your mind in the chat, and you will do much better, alright? Basically, that is the message I want to throw out with this game. And also, obviously, I really wanted to have a look and have a memory of Brightwing as she was before the changes. It's like, before she was nerfed, right? Because Brightwing used to be awesome, and well, granted, she was really powerful too, but I don't think she's very good anymore. There's stuff happening, alright? I am here, and I have stuff, and I can blink in here, and I can drop in shields, and suddenly the team is still alive, and basically everybody else is dead, and whoa, we are like winning a lot, okay? We're 2 levels up now. So, yeah. Welcome to Heroes of the Storm, where if you talk too much, you are losing a game. Or you end up talking too much because you are losing a game. And then you end up winning a game because you are not talking too much. Just having some fun with the whole chat basis, alright? Don't take it too seriously, but in all honesty, just something you should note, like the big thing is, like, when you insult somebody, when you complain about someone else's play in the chat for that player and all that stuff, obviously they are not gonna be doing their best anymore, in all honesty, because it's like everybody has this like, oh, well, I don't want to play with these guys, you know, that kind of thing. So keep that in mind, and you will suddenly be having much more enjoyable games, because, well, you might actually not be hurting your teammates, you know, chances and whatnot, and your own chances, obviously, and run away from the other teammates because of the nasty explosions in my face. And more destroyed towers and one. Of course, enemy team now has level 20 as well, but that's okay. There is Chen, and I didn't manage to get the polymorph in before he went into the keg. That's quite okay. He's coming out of the keg now, and then he can be polymorphed out of that drinking habit, except I ended up polymorphing the wrong frigging target by accident. Something to note, and there is Sprint, which no longer exists. God damn it, silly damn Sprint thing. Give me my Sprint back. And okay, that is a lot of dudes. Well, I will run away. I will run away. I have my mount still. Nazibo, they're coming in from behind. Hi, Nazibo. They are coming in from behind. You see this? Alright, let's kill them, alright? There is polymorph and whatnot, and then there is dead Chan, right? Okay, like I said, polymorph really good against Chan. Now I'm gonna go back, because, well, Gaslow is doing Gaslow stuff. Gaslow is soloing a boss. That is what Gaslow does, okay? So don't complain about Gaslow doing Gaslow stuff. So that's just peachy. And I think they did take bribes, so could use it here, make this faster as well. And suddenly we have all the mercenary camps on the map, including a boss which is pushing on the enemy keep. And this game is kind of done because we're already having the temple as well, as you can see. So blink heal, right? So yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. This game is kind of done, as you can see. So yeah, Remember what I said though. Remember what I said. Shut up and win more games. Thank you very much for watching.